So our next topic is natural and synthetic rubber. Natural rubber means that rubber which we obtain directly from the latex of the rubber trees. Obtained directly from the latex of rubber tree. This rubber, natural rubber, has monomer which is known as isoprene. So what is this isoprene? Isoprene is basically 1,3-butadiene. 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. So this is your isoprene, 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. So this is the monomer for natural rubber. Upon polymerization, we get natural rubber as CH2 single bond CH, CH3 double bond CH, CH2 single bond. So this is your natural rubber. But this rubber has some problems because it is very sticky in nature. Soft, has high water absorbing capacity, less elasticity, and soluble in some non-polar solvents. So these are the some problems which are associated with the natural rubber. It is sticky in nature, soft, has high water absorbing capacity, less elasticity, and soluble in non-polar solvent. So to improve the quality of this natural rubber, we undergo a process which is known as vulcanization. So our next topic is, what do you mean by vulcanization of natural rubber? Vulcanization is very important for your exams. Next topic is vulcanization. So what do you mean by vulcanization? The process of heating natural rubber along with sulfur to improve its qualities is known as vulcanization. So what is vulcanization? The process of heating natural rubber along with sulfur to improve its quality is known as vulcanization. So basically in vulcanization, natural rubber join with the sulfur to have some cross linkage, and that cross linkage improves the quality of natural rubber. So That vulcanization helps in getting a new type of rubber known as vulcanized rubber. So this rubber is very much superior as compared to your natural rubber. So what are the superior points in the vulcanized rubber? It is more elastic. So this vulcanized rubber, it is more elastic, less sticky, high tensile strength, hard, less water holding capacity, and non-soluble in non-polar solvents. So all the properties of natural rubber are improved by a process known as vulcanization. So this is the basic difference between the natural and vulcanized rubber. We can say natural rubber is less elastic, vulcanized rubber is more elastic. Natural rubber is more sticky, vulcanized rubber is less sticky. That has less tensile strength, vulcanized rubber has more tensile strength. That is soft in nature, this is hard in nature. Natural rubber has more water holding capacity, it has less water holding capacity. Natural rubber is soluble in non-polar solvents and vulcanized rubber is non-soluble in non-polar solvents. So this was about your what do you mean by natural rubber as well as vulcanization. Our next topic is synthetic rubbers. So what are synthetic rubbers? Synthetic rubbers are just vulcanized rubbers, but there are some subtypes of synthetic rubbers depending upon the amount of sulfur in between them. So in our syllabus there are named 3 subtypes of synthetic rubbers. Synthetic rubbers are again vulcanized rubbers. Vulcanized rubber means they have sulfur between them. So synthetic rubbers are again vulcanizable rubbers, means they have also sulfur in between them. Vulcanizable rubbers, they have superior qualities as compared to natural rubbers, and under these categories we have to discuss first synthetic rubber, that is neoprene. Second type is Buna S, and next is your Buna N. So there are 3 examples related to synthetic rubbers. Buna S we have discussed yesterday. So first is neoprene. Basically in all synthetic rubbers again monomer is one of the monomer is 1,3-butadiene, or it's any copolymer. So basic monomer is 1,3-butadiene. So neoprene, what is neoprene? Neoprene has monomer known as chloroprene. So we are saying that the monomer, basic monomer is 1,3-butadiene. So this chloroprene is also derived from 1,3-butadiene, because what is chloroprene? It is basically 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene. So basic monomer was 1,3-butadiene. We have substituted one hydrogen of the second carbon by the chlorine. So CH2 double bond C, CHCl, and again CH2. So this is your chloroprene. When n units of chloroprene combine, then we will get a polymer known as neoprene. So upon polymerization we will get CH2 single bond CH double bond CH CH2, and this having one chlorine unit. So this is your neoprene and this is your synthetic rubber. It is basically used as insulators and for the formation of belts. So second type is Buna S, that we had discussed yesterday, and third type of synthetic rubber is Buna N. Hanji, Buna N. Again, Bu means 1,3-butadiene, Na means this reaction is carried out in the presence of sodium, and here N stands for acrylonitrile. So what is Buna N? It has two monomers. First monomer is 1,3-butadiene and its second monomer is acrylonitrile. So first 1,3-butadiene. So this is your 1,3-butadiene. It will combine with acrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile means CH2 double bond CH single bond Cn. So this is your acrylonitrile. Upon polymerization we get CH2 single bond CH double bond CH CH2 CH Cn single bond CH2 single bond. So this is your Buna N. So these are all about your synthetic rubbers. There are mainly three subtypes, or we can say three examples of synthetic rubbers: neoprene, Buna S and Buna N. Buna S is also known as SBR, styrene butadiene rubber, SBR. So our next topic is, what do you mean by biodegradable polymers? Biodegradable polymers. So in this chapter we have seen that polymers have a very great importance in our day-to-day life. All the things we use in daily life are basically related to polymers in one or another way. But the major problem of using these polymers is that they are non-biodegradable. They are non-biodegradable. Polymers which we use in our daily life are mostly non-biodegradable. So what is the meaning of this term non-biodegradable? Non-biodegradable मतलब कि इन पॉलीमर्स को हम जिस फॉर्म में यूज़ करने के बाद फेंकते हैं वो उसी फॉर्म में इन्वायरमेंट में पड़े रहते हैं सालों के साथ, एंड दे कॉज अ वेरी सीरियस प्रॉब्लम टू द इन्वायरमेंट, living things. For example, any animal can consume this type of polymer and it can prove fatal to him. Fatal का मतलब होता है कि उसकी डेथ भी हो सकती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल पॉलीथीन, अगर हम पॉलीथीन को ऐसे ही थ्रो ऑफ कर देते हैं तो सालों के बाद भी वो ऐसे ही पड़ा रहता है, और अगर उसे कोई भी एनिमल खा ले तो उसकी डेथ भी हो सकती है. सो टू ओवरकम दिस प्रॉब्लम वी आर making biodegradable polymers. So what do you mean by biodegradable polymers? So these are those polymers. These are those polymers which are degraded by microorganisms in a suitable period of time so that they do not cause any problem, or we can say threat to the environment. So what do you mean by biodegradable polymers? These are those polymers which are degraded. Degraded का मतलब होता है छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में तोड़ना, by microorganisms in a suitable period of time. ठीक है, जो हमारी बायोडाइवर्सिटी में छोटे छोटे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं वो इनको कुछ टाइम के बाद छोटे छोटे मॉलिक्यूल्स में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं, सो दैट दे डू नॉट कॉज एनी प्रॉब्लम टू द एनवायरनमेंट. सो दीज टाइप ऑफ पॉलीमर्स आर नोन एज बायोडिग्रेडेबल पॉलीमर्स. So under the category of biodegradable polymers we have some examples. So first example is PHBV. PHBV. So what does this mean? PHBV, it means polybeta hydroxy butyrate co-beta hydroxy valerate. So it is somewhat difficult. Polybeta hydroxy butyrate co-beta hydroxy valerate. It has two monomers. Which one? First monomer is 3-hydroxy butanoic acid and second monomer is 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. Two types of monomers, 3-hydroxy butanoic acid and 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. It also involves ester type of linkage between two monomers. So how the linkage take place? First is 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. Acid means we have COOH. Buta means total 4 carbons. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. 3-hydroxy. So this is your 3-hydroxy. CH2, CH, CH3. So this is your 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, and second monomer is 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. COOH 2, 3, 4 and 5. 3-hydroxy again. So this is your 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. So how the bonding takes place in these two monomers? It involves the linkage between this carboxylic group and this hydroxyl group. So how the ester linkage is formed? This OH will combine with another COH. So we can show like CO here, this CH3, CH2, OH from here and H from here will be lost as water. So we have left with COO. देखो, OH will combine with the COH of the another monomer. So basically we are left with only O. CH, CH3, CH2. This carboxylic group will lose hydroxyl OH. So we are left with CO, and it will combine with the hydroxyl of this carbon H from here, and we are left with O. So this linkage is ester linkage. So again CH, CH2, CH3, here CH2, C double bond O, and it can continue the bonding with another monomer. So this is basically your PHBV. So it has two monomers. Which one? 3-hydroxybutanoic acid and 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. So this is your biodegradable polymer. So second example is PGA. PGA, polyglycolic acid. PGA, polyglycolic acid. So it has monomer glycolic acid. Monomer is glycolic acid. So what is this glycolic acid? It is basically CH2COOH and containing OH. So when n molecules of this monomer will combine, we will get polyglycolic acid. Again same method, we will write O, hydroxyl group के लिए O, then CH2, C double bond O, and this one. So this is your polyglycolic acid. OCH2, C double bond O. This is your polyglycolic acid. Next is your PLA. That is your polylactic acid. So it has monomer lactic acid. Monomer is lactic acid. So what is your lactic acid? It is basically CHCOOH. Here we have replaced one hydrogen with the methyl group and again OH. So this is your lactic acid. So upon polymerization, we will get polylactic acid. Same method. So this is your polylactic acid. And last example is in your syllabus is polycaprolactone. Polycaprolactone. caprolactone, that is your 6-hydroxyhexanoic acid. Last example is PCl. Polycaprolactone. So its monomer is basically caprolactone. So what is this caprolactone? Caprolactone is 6-hydroxyhexanoic acid. So again acid, so we will have COOH. How many carbons? Hexa means 6, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 पे क्या लगा हुआ है? OH. So we are left with CH2, 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 CH2 and again CH2. So this is a formula of caprolactone. Upon polymerization we will get polymer as O, then CH2, 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 CH2 and C double bond O, like this. So this is your polycaprolactone. In the simple way we can write COOH, CH2 5 times OH. We can also write like this, and polymer we can write O, CH2 5 times CO. So this is your polycaprolactone. So this was all about your chapter polymers. If you have any problem you can discuss with me anytime. Thank you.